Zhang Qimo's house, located in Jiangchi District, was first constructed 10 years ago, thus looking old and shabby. Its appearance naturally did not match the status of someone from the Zhang family in Qingyun City. Upon their return back home, Lin Yin's father-in-law, Zhang Xiufeng, and mother-in-law, Yahui, sat on the sofa with serious expressions. Huh? Yahui sneered. Lin Yin, you still have the face to come back home. We have already heard about the incident that took place at the wedding today. Lin Yin, you really are the bearer of misfortune, having once again messed up our plans. Yahui scolded as he stomped his feet and stood straight up. Forget it. Mom, stop scolding him. Lin Yin is not to be blamed. Brother-in-law had no intention of helping us in the first place, Zhang Qimo said. Upon hearing her words, Yahui boiled in anger and exclaimed furiously, Stupid daughter, you still want to speak up for him? Have you not suffered enough in his hands? If it wasn't for him, would you be living in such terrible circumstances right now? You should have married into a wealthy family instead. Mom, why do you always want to rely on others? Can't you rely on yourself? Zhang Qimo retorted. Relying on yourself? All right. I will respect your words. Yahui smiled bitterly and swept her gaze towards Zhang Xiufeng with resentment. My daughter has been working extremely hard every single day, suffering for you. But what about you? Have you done anything for her? Zhang Xiufeng sighed heavily, his face full of worry. Having expected such a situation prior, Lin Yin had already sneaked into the kitchen without anyone noticing. It's time to eat. After preparing a whole meal, Lin Yin began setting up the bowls and chopsticks on the dining table. As the rest of the family gathered around, all of them remained absolutely silent. Lin Yin, the words that Zhang Xining uttered today, surely you must already have heard about. Yahui looked at Lin Yin with a serious expression. Mom. Zhang Qimo slammed down her chopsticks and shouted. I will not divorce Lin Yin under the pressure of others. What? Don't tell me you still like him. Yahui replied as she stared at her daughter. Do you still not understand the situation at your father's factory? He owes his employees several months of salary and is on the verge of bankruptcy. When the time comes, won't our whole family end up poverty-stricken? Furthermore, do you think that the matter is so simple? Having offended Zhang Xining and her husband, in addition to assaulting Zhang Tianhai, do you really think they won't get revenge on our family? Divorce is definitely the best choice at this moment. You don't have to be involved with this good-for-nothing any longer. Zhang Qimo bit her lips and found herself unable to utter a single word. Seeing her daughter like this, Yahui said sternly, Zhang Xiufeng, why are you sitting here in silence? Help me persuade our daughter. Zhang Xiufeng looked helpless and kept silent. After finishing his ball of rice, Lin Yin washed up his ball and chopsticks before walking back into his room. He then sat on the bed with his legs crossed like a resting dragon. Meditation had become one of the habits he had developed over the years. Regardless of the things and events happening on the vulgar world outside. This was the only time he had to calm his mind down, as his heart would not waver in the slightest in this moment. From Lin Yin's perspective, meditation felt as if he was cleansing his body from all the impurities he gathered throughout the day. Like dust in the water, the matters of the mortal world would eventually settle down. Half an hour later, Lin Yin suddenly reached out and grabbed a black pebble in front of his bed. With a quick shake of his fingers, the pebble turned into dust and slipped right through his fingers. Inner strength has successfully formed, Lin Yin muttered to himself as a trace of excitement flashed before his eyes. According to the words of his master, he would only be considered a true descendant of the dragon mansion after successfully awakened his inner strength. At that time, Lin Yin would finally be able to make changes to his life by looking for the members of the Ning family in the imperial city via the jade token he received from his master. Furthermore, he would be able to get his hands on many things such as ancient medicine, money, personnel, etc. In the path of martial arts, there is certainly no limit to one's potential. However, only after one awakens their inner strength could they then come into contact with the people of the ancient martial arts world to seek further enlightenment and pursue the peak of life. Under the constant watch of their enemies, the members of the Dragon Mansion must never expose their connection to the mansion. Otherwise, their life would definitely be in danger. With my inner strength fully awakened, I can finally take action with my own hands, Lin Yin thought to himself as he held a green jade token in his hands, his eyes shining brightly with excitement. The next day. Are you only willing to talk about matters regarding the Qi family only if I show up personally? A middle-aged man in a dark blue suit got out of the car and looked at Lin Yin with an indifferent expression. The middle-aged man stood tall and straight with angular features on his face. With eyes filled with vigor, he lingered with a dignified and imposing presence. Looking at the outline of his face, the man looked quite similar to Lin Yin. Hey, I never expected you to come and find me in person, Lin Yin spoke with a cold smile. Despite it being more than a decade since the last time they met, Lin Yin nevertheless recognized the man standing before him as his biological father, Qi Hetu. I understand your reason for not wanting to meet me. However, don't you want to see your grandfather for the final time? Qi Hetu asked. Upon hearing his unexpected words, Lin Yin remained silent for a moment. In the entire Qi family, his grandfather was the only person who treated him with kindness. His grandfather's face was the only one he still remembered clearly from his days in the Qi family. Qi Hetu said, let's find a place to have a proper talk. 20 minutes later, Qingyun Hotel, 26th floor. In the large conference room, Qi Hetu and Lin Yin were the only ones present as they sat opposite each other on the lengthy meeting table. Your grandfather has been sick in bed for the past 2 years. Despite his deteriorating health, he has only been nagging about wanting to see you once again. He just wants you to come back, Qi Hetu said in a slow manner. Your first and third uncle are both married, yet they only have 2 daughters. At this moment, you are the only man in your generation with the blood of the Qi family. The only one with the blood of the Qi family. Lin Yin muttered as he revealed a self-deprecating look. So, you want me to be your bargaining chip for the family's inheritance? You are simply too naive, Qi Hetu snorted coldly. Our Qi family has a huge family business in the imperial city, in addition to the countless branches of our family. According to the rules of the family, if the family head dies with no one there to take over the 3rd generation, then the family head will be replaced by another family. At that time, the Qi family will no longer be ruled by our branch. And what does it have to do with me? Lin Yin said calmly. Over the past few years of your grandfather falling ill, your 3rd and 5th uncle have already been preparing to fight for the family's inheritance, causing an unnecessary ruckus within the family. Are you just going to sit here and do nothing while everything your grandfather watches everything he had built up crumble into dust? Qi Hetu asked with a look of disappointment. Lin Yin frowned slightly and sneered. After all, he knew the true nature of his father, Qi Hetu. For the sake of power, he would do whatever it takes without any regards to the feelings of others. If it was not for his grandfather's serious illness, his position in the Qi family would never have been shaken to begin with. Furthermore, as the second successor of the Qi family of Imperial City, how could he lower his status and come to Qingyun City to look for him? Lin Yin, could it be that you actually want to stay in this tiny Zhang family and be humiliated like this for the rest of your life? Qi Hetu said. At this point, it was far too obvious that he had investigated the situation of Lin Yin's life after discovering his whereabouts. Yesterday, during the wedding of the Zhang family, you suffered such a great humiliation but did not even have the strength to resist, Qi Hetu added. Don't you want to have the power to get revenge on them? As long as you are willing, you can make everyone in the Zhang family kneel at your feet with a single command. Qi Hetu stated. Despite his cunning persuasion, Lin Yin shook his head and did not say anything. Qi Hetu snorted coldly, you are still so young. Don't lose your lifetime's worth of money and splendor just because of a moment of anger. You are still young and have never tasted the true power. After forcing the Zhang family to kneel before you, you will truly understand its pleasure. I know you hate me from the bottom of your heart. You can also hate me for the rest of your life and not acknowledge me as your father, Qi Hetu said seriously. The only thing you need to do is return to the Qi family and recognize your grandfather. Then, you will be able to take what you deserve from the Qi family and do whatever you want with it. Such a simple condition yet a great opportunity to reach the heavens in a single bound. Are you still not willing to accept it? Lin Yin said plainly, I don't need your help. Qi Hetu frowned and sighed, I had indeed failed you and your mother back then, but you would have done the same if you were in my position. A man can lose everything in life. However, the only thing he must not lose is the power he holds in his hands. Lin Yin shook his head and sighed in utter disappointment. Even after a whole decade, Qi Hetu still did not feel any sort of remorse or guilt for him and his mother. At this moment, he truly believed his decision to be correct. He was the perfect example of a man who lacked emotions and only sought after power in their eyes. I will choose a time to go back and visit my grandfather. However, the matter of the Qi family has nothing to do with me, Lin Yin stated before standing up and leaving. You? Qi Hetu stared at Lin Yin with a sharp gaze. All right, you may leave. I have already told you the conditions and will be waiting for your response. I believe that you will change your mind in the end, Qi Hetu said in a calm, confident manner. Understanding Lin Yin's current situation extremely well, he did not believe that Lin Yin would reject such an enticing offer. How could a loser who had been a son-in-law for 2 years refuse the opportunity to get out of his dire situation and even reach the heavens in a single bound? Who would not want to excel in life? Hey, do whatever you want. Lin Yin sneered before leaving Qingyun Hotel confidently without taking a single glance back.